You are about to listen to a revised group coaching session in my beautiful, gorgeous, amazing, perfect program, Hybrid Hub. It is a combination of a course and a group coaching program and community for hybrid photographers and videographers to scale their business. The snippets you'll hear in this podcast are hopefully valuable, but they don't show how supportive and funny and smart and beautiful, gorgeous, Larry's perfect the members of Hybrid Hub actually are during these calls. If at any point you're like, oh my God, I have to join Hybrid Hub, I have to get in this room, I totally get it. So you can either book a free one-on-one strategy call to see what your next steps are for scaling your photo video business, or just join at the link below. I want to make sure that Hybrid Hub is the right fit for you, so I highly encourage the one-on-one call. But with that said, let's get right into the episode.
So here's where my brain is at. Here's what I'm being called to talk about is we get into the new year, right? And we start making goals and we start setting intentions for the new year. And we have all this energy focused on intention, right? Like, this is the person I want to be. These are the things I want to do. And we might think about them a lot and we might write them down and we might have every intention of doing these big, lofty goals that we have for the year, right? And those goals can seem so huge that if we don't break them down into bite-sized pieces, if we don't think, what does this mean as far as action goes for the next few weeks, for the next week, for the next day, then we get to the end of the year and we think, oh, wow, I didn't even get close to achieving these big goals, right? And not only that, but if we don't break our goals down into actions that we need to take, and we don't make a plan that we can follow to get where we want to go, and we don't build in accountability with these plans that we have, when we stop taking actions we say we're going to take and we stop reaching any goals, big or small, that we have, we start to lose trust in ourselves. And that is really heartbreaking because I know all of you are ambitious people. All of you are people that want to be in integrity with your word, right? I know it's really important to all of you to not just say that you want to do things, but to be integrity with actually following through with your implementation, right? None of you are liars. And so when you don't do what you say that you want to do, there's this energetic feeling, even if you don't call it this, that you think that you're a liar, right? And all of you are such honest, good people that you don't want that gross feeling of feeling like you're lying to yourself. So how do we combat this, right? You've all privately or publicly in Hybrid Hub have told me what you want to do this year, right? I know the type of people that you are and who you want to be, and I know where you want to go. So now it's just making sure that your actions are in alignment with your intentions. And the way we do this is following through with these checklists, with turning toward our problems and telling the truth when we're struggling, with not being avoidant. So if we don't meet the deadlines that I make you create, we're not hiding from the group. We're not avoiding DMs. We're making sure that we're saying out loud what our problems are. We're turning toward our problems so that they become less scary. And then once they're out there, we can figure out how to fix them. So if the problem is, I haven't done the homework that I said I'd get done last Sunday, that's something we can say out loud and make a new deadline. If the problem is my learning style isn't being represented here, and maybe I would do better with more one-on-one time, maybe I'd do better with more journaling time or more note-taking, that is something that we can find a solution to. So wherever the gap is between where you want to go and the actions you say you want to take, and what's actually being implemented, we can figure out where that is. So you feel in integrity again with the type of people that you want to be. Sound good? Okay, awesome.
This student's head is spinning with implementing everything inside Hybrid Hub and trying to prioritize what to do and in what order.
Okay, I love this. Here's what it's bringing up for me.
Okay.
On Thanksgiving, I led an exercise where we all had to write down everything that we could think of in 15 minutes that we're scared of, right?
Mhm.
And everything that we're afraid of. It was a big old fear list, like what fear is telling us. And this exercise keeps coming up for me when I talk to all of you one-on-one. And the reason is that when we name our fears or we name what's blocking us or we name what's overwhelming us, not only do they lose a bit of their power because when they're swimming around in our heads all the time, right? It's just like it's a big mess. Like we don't know what to
Hmm.
tackle first. But when they're actually written down or said out loud with everybody in the group who's working through the same ship, then we're able to systematically see what's important versus what feels urgent, right? Like a lot of the
Right.
times we prioritize what feels like immediate and urgent instead of what's actually important. Um,
Right.
and then everything you just worked through, actually naming it and then putting it into days where you can actually tackle it helps. The
Yes.
second thing I'll say to that is everything that feels so overwhelming, right, is in order inside Hybrid Hub.
Yeah.
So the way phase four marketing is structured is that you're getting a ton of information thrown at you, right? And you're having to go through these exercises and name a lot of things that actually won't be implemented on in an easy way until you get to the very last lesson of phase four.
Hmm.
Um, so when we get to the actual system, you're going to sit down and just define your goals for the year for marketing, right? And what you have to do for the year. Then break that into the quarter, whatever quarter you're
Hmm.
in. And then that gets broken down on a monthly level. When you get to that point, it's so obvious what you have to do each month, each week, each day that it stops being overwhelming because you did all this pre-work that feels like a lot of information all at once.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. And
promise.
I can totally see where it's heading in that direction. It's just like I feel like I'm swimming in information right now. And
I
like
don't.
there's a lot of things that, like you said, they feel like a priority, but they're not necessarily the most urgent. I already know what my level one emergency is, and I feel like the things that I've got in front of me over the next 2 weeks are going to help to address that.
I'm obsessed with that. I think like as soon as you know what it is, it becomes exciting to tackle,
Yeah.
right? You're
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
oh, I have this one marketing goal. It's to come up and search for Hawaii elopement photographer and videographer on everywhere that I'm posting. And then
Hmm.
it's like a creative challenge to like how many ways can I say the same boring thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not quite
And
there yet, but we're gonna get there.
totally, we'll get there. And you're doing so well, and I'm obsessed with you.
Thanks. I'm
And
obsessed
I
with you
love
too.
and I
That's
love
why
your
I'm back.
curly hair. I love your curly hair.
Thanks. Curls are
You're
popping
welcome.
today.
I love it.
They're fresh.
Um, they're fresh. Anything else before we move on?
No, I feel like I said, going through that, like just like brain, like literally just dumping it all down, like all the things that have been swimming in my head all day. And then feeling like I have, okay, a plan for these things, and then like trusting that some of it's going to just be covered when we get to it in Hybrid Hub. I feel good.
Okay, good. Awesome.
This photographer is working to get the homework done at a reasonable pace. She's trying to not put too much on her plate and then get mad that she didn't achieve it all. She's also worried about being proud of her work. She wants to post her work as she goes and not be too judgmental of it. And she's thinking about doing a bunch of practice shoots to keep practicing photo and video.
Um, I think that's great. And I think just go head down and work steady through the system because when you get to phase six, there is an expectation that you're setting up shoots every month.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's my thing with you, Julia. It's like you have a career that you have no intention of leaving, right? So the goals for your business are just different than everyone else's, you know? And part of that is like we need such a solid, strong vision for your business that in those pockets when you're working on the vision, it's just obvious what you should do next, right? And so like I think you've defined what would make you feel good in your business. And if I remember correctly, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that would be cutting down your hours to where you still qualify for health insurance. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's a beautiful goal. And so let's define what that means if we haven't done it specifically yet. Because I was thinking about this too, and we can talk about this one-on-one if you want. But like part of like knowing your business goals is also like not thinking twice about business expenses. Like I don't want like workarounds to like how you can open up a fucking Google Doc because you
Sure.
don't want to pay for Google Workspace, you know? So like it's like making enough to run the business and pay yourself enough and then feel really like rested and inspired in your actual career that like you want to be part of your life too. So like we'll figure all that out and now like before we get to that point it's just working through the system. Yes. So you're in phase two, lesson three, which you're just cutting up your clips into social media clips, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to see that you are able to do that skill. And then phase three, lesson one, is updating all your assets and everything and really defining where you want to go. Just
Yeah.
get through phase three. And then once you get to that phase four, lesson one, it's exactly what you're asking for. That's income goals. That's just defining everything.
Okay. That sounds good.
I know. Just like it's nice to project the future because right now, these first two phases are so technical and just making sure you know how to use the program and how to take video. Because, like, I can't help you scale a business and promise your clients that you're going to sell something if I can't at least know we can get you there with making sure you can promise the deliverables,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know. But we will get you there and we will and I encourage you to make the homework work for you. So when you download those worksheets and it's asking for the next year, do the year after that too and link it all and we can talk it through.
Okay. Sounds good.
And you're doing great. I really loved your video.
Thank you.
You're welcome. More than the overall video, which I know probably frustrated you that it was 19 seconds. Like, I get it. But like, you're gonna be able to clip that into social media clips. That's 5 days of posting,
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
you know?
Yeah.
It's all practice. It's all good reps.
This photographer gets into a cycle of waiting too long to post her content and then she doesn't like it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain point where it's like, I don't really care if you like it.
Seems like she's frozen for
I
everybody.
am frozen. Yep, everyone just bear with me. I live in the woods. It's so annoying. Um, I don't care if you like your work, Gabby. And I know you know that, but like this is an ego problem, right? This is like I'm not where I want to go, so I'm not going to post it and put myself out there. When really it's like who cares because other people just need to know that you can serve them and have some proof of what you offer. I'll be your therapy until you get a real therapist. You know, she says I need therapy, LOL. Um, listen, there's always going to be a gap between what you want your work to look like and what it actually looks like, right? Right now it's like, can I get past this enough? Like, is my vision for multi six figures strong enough? Like that income goals, is that strong enough to get past the feelings I have about what my work looks like? Maybe. Okay. So maybe just chew on that, think about that. But let's just get into a rhythm of servitude because when we serve, like that every time we're like posting for someone else, it helps us get over ourselves, right? Okay, you can do it. I promise.
This photographer has been working on a video project for a really long time. She feels scattered in general and disorganized and struggling to focus.
What would it look like if you were focused?
It'd probably just be done in like 3 hours or less.
Mm-hmm. What does being unfocused look like for you? Because your goal today was to finish the video. Like, what were you doing instead?
Instead I had like an hour-long call with my mother who was updating me on family that's not doing well. And then I had prep for a client call, had a client call, went okay. They told me they'd get back to me in like 2 weeks. So that's okay. And then after that call was over, I was typing up an email for them. And then now I'm here. So I
Okay.
literally didn't even open like my Premiere Pro like file for it at all today.
Okay. So you made a goal today to do your video, and then you had things that were urgent, right? That you had to do that kept you from doing the thing you wanted to do. What would it have looked like? Like what would have needed to happen for you to not get distracted by the calls?
Probably setting some more boundaries, and I probably do need to work on time management. I'm pretty bad at like I'll make time blocks for myself in like a very light way. Like I set like two a day. But then I let in my mind like pressing matters, right? Like I let them kind of invade these time blocks I make for myself. So I'm like, well, that's more important. I also am very much like a sit and get it done until it's done type of person. So I could past me when this call is over. I would just sit here until this video is done, but I'm really trying to like prioritize my health. So I know after this, like I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to go buy groceries, and I'm going to make dinner. And maybe after that, maybe I'll work on the video because I know I need to, but also I know I need rest and sleep. So I just feel out of whack.
Okay. I have a solution and then I want to pivot topics if I have your permission.
Yeah.
During co-working, can we make a you're not allowed to do emails rule?
Yeah.
So from now on, co-working is not for client communication. It is only for those tasks that you need to get done and stay focused on.
Perfect.
Because no matter what, you will figure out how to check your email because you always find time for that.
Yeah. I also will I spend way too long on emails. I don't know what my problem is.
Um, don't over-examine that. It's fine. Tasks will like fill whatever container you give them.
Yeah.
So like maybe do emails before something urgent. Like if you have a call at 9, you're allowed to do your emails at 8:45, then it'll only take 15 minutes.
Yeah. I've been thinking about also moving them to like the end of my workday. Like last 30 to 45 minutes is me like clearing my inbox.
Hmm.
That way everything else is done.
Yeah, I love that. It'll all click together, Rachel. I really wouldn't like you're already being very intentional about your time because my impulse is the same as yours. Like I would bust it out after this call, but I prefer you going to the gym.
Me too. I'm gonna be
So,
really upset with myself if I don't go.
exactly. So be in integrity with what you want. And like talking this through will help. And tomorrow at co-working, you'll get the video done or almost done.
Perfect.
It's going to be great.
So then we pivoted to talking about the student's recent sales call. We talked about why a client is taking so long to give a hard yes or no, and how the call ended with her knowing she'd get an answer in like 2 weeks.
Did you download the new dashboard yet?
No.
Okay. It's okay. In the new dashboard, when you download it, I linked one of Jasmine Starr's podcasts, and she did it with a lady that used to do door-to-door sales. And in this podcast, they were like running through scenarios. And in one of the scenarios, the excuse was we need some time to think. And this lady's suggestion is similar to what I usually suggest, which is like, oh my God, great. Like, tell me what you guys are going to think about. And then they'll tell you what they're going to think about. And then you say, okay, why do you think it's going to take so long to think about? Can we tackle this right now? And then you two chat without me so it doesn't feel weird. Like, just talk like a person, but like, find a way, like, no matter what it takes to like pull out of them what they need to think through.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, great. So their call with the other photographer was today, correct?
They didn't say when it was. I don't know if it's
Oh,
like,
next time ask. Next time be like, hey,
yeah.
when's your call with that other photographer? And then did you ask if you go with this other person, what would be the reason?
No. I have that like all lined up and like I was planning to, but it very much was like, okay, great. Like, well, we're done with all of our questions and we'll talk to you soon. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh,
So it
yeah,
felt
don't
weird.
let them lead the meeting. Be like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, like I'm more gossip. Like figure out your Rachel way of saying it, but I just keep it funny.
Okay.
Yeah. Find a ways to ask them as many questions as possible, and then they won't have any questions for you.
Perfect. Like they
Um,
only asked me like one question, which was nice.
okay. Yeah, I do you have their number?
Hmm.
I would voice message them and be like, today was so great. I'm really excited that you have another call with the other photographer. I was just wondering when that was, so I would know when it's appropriate to like check in with you.
Okay.
Like find a way to salvage this so you have a hard date of when you're talking again.
Perfect.
And then just like keep checking in and be like super excited.
Okay.
You can do it. I just have the confidence to get the no faster.
Yeah, I think that's my problem. I think I'm worried about being too pushy, but I feel like I need to stop caring because I'm tired of like just sitting on something and then it gets like a no like 3 weeks later.
Yeah, people want to feel like you're obsessed with them too, because what you think is pushy is the client being like, "Oh, this person doesn't give a shit about me."
Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
I hate the word salesy. I hate the word pushy. Like I just feel like if you're the right person for them and you know they are, tell them why you're the right person for them and just stay in their ear every day until they give you a yes or a no. Because right now it's a maybe, and that's a horrible place to be in.
Yeah.
I hate a maybe.
Yeah, I don't love it.
I will bug you until it's not a maybe, and you all know that about me. And I respect a no. Like that's the thing too. Is like if it was a no, then you're not pushing would be pushing after the no. Like interacting with them with a maybe is just helping them make the right decision for themselves. And the right decision might be no.
Right.
You're doing great. Yeah, schedule your day tomorrow and every time it's just those inputs of like checklist of I'm in integrity with what I want to do, and you're doing that tonight. You showed up for a call, you're going to the gym, and tomorrow you're going to get back on track with what you want to do.
I'm excited.
Awesome.
This Hybrid Hub member is working on creating a plan. She feels super task oriented right now and has been missing goals to work backward from. She's working to overcome her current blocks. She wants to whiteboard things out and make more visual, cute checklists. So her main focus right now is having a more actionable plan. She wants to create more and feel more inspired and to look at more art. In general, she feels really solitary and alone and like she has a lot to do. She also hired a local marketing firm to assist her with ads. And without the ads, she's ranking on page 1 of Google for Super 8.
That is amazing. That's a big deal. That's a really
Thank you.
big deal. That's a really big deal. You weren't at my rant this morning, but I was getting mean about how big of a deal this is.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. I'm so happy. Awesome. Okay. Have any of you downloaded the new dashboard? I feel like Abby has, Brianna has. Okay. In that recommended listening, there was a podcast by The One Thing. And it was like a bunch of like clips from the past year. And the one that stood out to me most, I put it in my notes, but this dude was talking about I don't want to butcher the acronym, but I've been thinking about it every single day. MINS, MINS. I'll put it in the chat. MINS. And it stands for most important next step. And when you're talking, Gabby, that's what came up for me is that when you have that end goal, right? And it feels so far away, then you do get sort of task oriented sometimes and realizing, oh, I'm actually not like I'm having momentum because I'm doing something, but is this getting me to where I want to go? So maybe like even on a weekly basis, if your new cute calendar and whiteboard, if you can just think like, what is the most important next step, the most important thing I could accomplish this week that would actually move me closer, even just like incrementally closer to that overarching goal that I have. And so first of all, star students, so excited that you're ranking. I'm so happy about that. I can't even tell you. And I love that my stupid blog formula worked. That's such a dumb title. Best Austin, Texas Super 8 videographer. Like how many?
So
You're the best. You're the best one. And like, but it works. Like
yes.
Tiffany, best Utah elopement photographer and Super 8 videographer. Brianna, best Hawaii elopement photographer. Rachel, best Colorado elopement photographer and Super 8 videographer. Julia, best Idaho elopement photographer and videographer. Abby, where the hell are you? Baltimore, best Baltimore wedding photographer. Yep, LOL. Okay, hell yeah, I did it. Gabby, so proud of you. Now for your call out, the things I'd like you to do, the incremental things, would be your homework and hybrid hub. You've posted 0 homework, it looks like. So
Yeah. I feel like I was very like checked out, busy when things like really kicked off, and then I just have not been able to like work it into my schedule appropriately. And I am
yeah,
excited as I like make my big plan. It is like on my list already of like I want to be doing this and I need to like build it into my schedule. So I will be doing it.
yeah. And I want it to fit into your real work life. Like I want it to fit in and not feel like busy work. So with that said, do you have anything that you haven't edited yet that you need to edit?
No, I do have photos I need to edit, but I actually have not edited them yet because you once told me that I procrastinate with editing photos, and I was like, that's super real. But anyway, so I will be editing those, and I'm doing them in a normal. I'm prioritizing the things that need to be prioritized better.
Okay, I
I
love that.
do have some footage, some Super 8 footage, from a wedding I second shot a few months ago that the photographer said I can use for social. But so I have felt like kind of weird about it.
Yeah.
But I have it and I can use it and I just haven't used it yet.
Is the wedding, does it align with what you want to be booking?
Yes, it's a venue that's literally down the street from my house. So I would like very much like
To
to book
blog it.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So shake off feeling weird. You already have permission. You were paid to take this footage, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're paid minimally, so part of the payment is you ranking and booking
Yeah.
based off of the footage. So, that is great. I don't want you guys editing things or like doing practice on things that feels like busy work, right? I want you to go through the process, and hear and feel like, oh, I can actually use this to grow my business. So, Julia, like that session you hate, clip it up into social and then it'll feel worth it. But Gabby, this session, you want to rank for this venue, right? So
Mhm.
don't feel like you're putting due coursework on your calendar. Like the first phase is turning in the footage and like doing a reflection on if you feel like you got all 5 types of clips, right? And like
Mhm.
how you could do better next time. And then I'll say, good job, Gabby approved. You'll go into phase 2. You already know how to edit video. You've been doing it for clients for a year or so. I think you were
Mhm.
doing Premiere before you even started this business with your job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to go through phase 2 fast as lightning, see if there's any gaps in your knowledge, and then you'll have something to blog, right? Going
Yeah.
into phase 4, when we're talking about blogging, you've already been practice blogging, so you'll be able to blog this. This is all stuff you need to do for your business anyway, so don't feel like you're trying to work in coursework.
Yeah. That's actually very helpful because I do feel like in my brain, it's like, oh, I'm doing this class, but really it's like, this is the work I need to do.
Yes.
Um, yeah, that makes sense. I did want to share one little like anecdote today.
Okay.
I made a reel today with like 89 of my photos, which was very exciting. But so I went back through like all of my photos to pick stuff and just I really resonated with what everyone was saying of like by the time you're done editing something, you don't like it anymore or you don't like your work. And I made this reel where every photo is only on the screen for 3 seconds, or not 3 seconds, for 0.3 seconds. And one, like revisiting things that I didn't like 8 months ago and realizing like with fresh eyes, like, oh, this is a good photo. It was very like empowering and a good reminder to like not be so hard on ourselves and like a missed opportunity for photos that I never shared because I didn't like them as much as other photos and realizing like I could have shared all the things I did share and also shared those other ones and had more content. And also knowing that like you can just make the video super fast and then people don't see it as much. So
It's a banger.
that was
It's a
fun
banger of a
too.
reel.
Thank
It's a
you.
banger.
And it
Um,
came from an inspiration because I was looking at other people's reels and was like, I like that style. I'm gonna make one. And then I did. So
I'm so
it's all
proud of
working.
you. This is
I
lighting
know.
me up. Gabby, I'm obsessed with you. Imagine if you just did your homework.
I know. Imagine. I'd actually be booking.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, let's
Next
talk about that
frontier.
before we move on to Tiffany. I don't know if you're participating today. Let me know. But okay, great. Before we move on to Tiffany, you want to book 20 weddings this year. How many do you have booked?
I have 2 booked.
Okay,
No,
great.
I have 3 booked. Sorry.
Okay, 17 to go. That's like 1 point something per month. You can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I not right now, but I would love to talk maybe in like co-working or some other time. But I have been having an awful time with people ghosting me,
Yeah.
and I would just love help. That like people reach out and then I respond, and so it's like gotten to the point because actually recently someone filled out my form back in like October, and then they filled it out again this past week. With no acknowledgement that they had already filled it out before. But so I reached out and I emailed and I texted them multiple times and no response. Just very weird to me.
Did
And
you
so
find them on Instagram?
no, but so I did just update my form on my website this week too, and I'm now collecting Instagram handles, hopefully from people. So, yeah.
I have a pretty insane sales process that you'll go through officially in phase 5. But we've been doing it pretty informally whenever people bring it up at co-working.
Cool.
Awesome. I want you voice messaging everybody. I want you liking all of their Instagram posts. I want you being obsessed with them and being like a creepy,
Yeah.
like Hinge match.
Like, oh my God, you like
hmm
me? I like you
hmm
too. Yes.
hmm Cool. Just start flirting.
Yeah.
That's my 2026 mantra for marketing is flirting. I pinned it. Abby can attest to that.
I
We
like
did
that.
vision boarding on the first.
I like that. So cute.
Awesome. Gabby, anything else? You're crushing it.
Thank you. No, I'm excited to be here and dialed in and spending time with all of you. So thank you.
Oh my God, I love you. Oh, I'm so fucking pumped that you're ranking. That's awesome.
This next student is learning Premiere Pro, editing the footage she currently has. She feels blocked by social media and feels like she can't post, and she knows she needs to show up consistently, but just feels like she can't.
Give me 5 reasons you don't want to post. Say them as fast as you can without thinking.
That I don't want to post. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to caption it. I have like bad imposter syndrome. Like I feel like they're gonna like be like, she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. I hate my photos. I don't know.
One more.
I don't know how to edit TikToks.
Okay. What if you did know what to say? What would that look like?
What do you mean?
What if you did know what to say?
Then I could slap it on a caption and post it.
Yeah. Like someone who like what would you say to your potential clients or your clients?
What do you
Just think about it. Just anything. No wrong answers.
like in a caption or just like in
Doesn't matter.
general?
Don't overthink it.
What I say to them?
Yeah.
To like for my ideal client that like you don't have to do what everyone else is doing and you can literally elope or have a micro wedding or do your own thing. And that's what I want to do is just like talk about because that's like where I'm passionate about weddings and stuff.
Okay. And then if you were to say, you don't have to do what everyone else is doing, you can have an elopement or micro wedding, you can do it in Utah because we're always location based. If you were to say that in your own voice, what about that would be cringy to you?
I don't nothing. I just feel like every time I post, I like go to ChatGPT because I'm like, this sounds stupid. Then I'm like, oh, that sounds literally like a robot. And so I try and change it up, but then I just never post it.
Okay. So what would happen if you posted it?
Probably be fine. I'm overthinking it.
Maybe. What would happen if someone thought you were cringy?
Well, I wouldn't know that.
Okay. So what would happen if you did know?
I would feel embarrassed.
Okay. If you were embarrassed, what would that do for your business?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
If you don't post, what does that do for your business?
Also nothing.
Okay. Sit on that for a second. Let me tell you guys something. I'm having a really hard time starting to post on the hybrid hangout account. I feel really embarrassed. I feel really embarrassed that I've rebranded it so many times. I feel like it's honestly fucking humiliating. I feel like because I'm not the most technical person, there's people that would think I'm like dumb for trying to teach. I think I'm not particularly talented. I think I'm not particularly articulate. I think that posting makes me feel silly. And I think these things all the time. What would you say to me? Any of you? You can unblock, you can unmute.
You're
Like,
fucking
that's-
crazy.
Yeah, I was like, that's so wrong.
Okay. And I agree with both of us. I think that I think when we just tell the truth and put these things out there, it takes a lot of the steam out of it, you know? Because everything I just said, I'm not lying to you. I have had a really big mental block about this the past few months. Like it almost makes me want to cry. Like everything that's happened in my business has been really, really hard on me personally and mentally. And my instinct is to hide out about it and not try to grow this thing beyond this like insular group that's very kind about it. But that's not going to grow my business or pay my bills, and this program will literally fucking shut down if I don't start to try to sell it soon. And that's the reality. And that would be a shame. I don't think you're dumb for feeling the way you feel right now. I feel the exact same way. If you were to start tomorrow and to just say in your own voice what you want to say to your clients about how they don't have to do a traditional wedding and they can elope in Utah, if you were to just post that and let it be whatever it's going to be, is that something you can commit to tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna post about how everyone needs to download my fucking kit and get on my email list tomorrow.
Okay.
Deal?
Deal.
Okay. Anything else? Oh, wait, I have another thing to tell you. Check your inbox. I literally did your brand vault right before this
I saw.
call.
I
Okay,
saw. I saw.
great.
It reminded
you'll
me
know-
about this meeting. I was like, oh yeah. 10
Yeah,
minutes
you'll know
ago.
what to
Yeah.
say.
Okay.
Yeah, Guys, my Black Friday deliverables are done. I can stop sweating about them. I did them today.
Then the student chimed in to say that my personal example of feeling embarrassed, she said that's what actually inspired her to join Hybrid Hub was my rebrand and my persistence. She said that she thought, if this woman can go through all these things and still believe in herself and what she's saying enough to sell it, then I have to be a part of this.
Any of you that are feeling any amount of anxiety or any amount of embarrassment or feeling cringe or feeling imposter syndrome or like you're not the right person to deliver what you're trying to sell, the only way to get through it is to turn toward your problems and to tell the fucking truth. Because people can smell posturing. People can smell when you're trying to be something that you're not. And you all are so good in your own right. And what you're selling is so good that, like, turn toward your insecurities. And it's a spectrum. On the other side of that, same side of this, the other side of the same coin, brag about what you're good at. People will trust you when you tell the truth about what you're working through, and they will trust you when you are so adamant about what you're the best at and you say it with your whole fucking chest. I know I'm the right person to teach all of you how to scale a photography and videography business. I am overqualified for this job. But on this other side of that coin, everything I said about how I'm feeling is still true. So hopefully, thank you, Brianna, but hopefully we can all take something from that.
This next student chimed in that defining her values periodically helps her to plow forward and not get stuck.
I think that's a really beautiful prompt to leave with, is to realign with your values. So I would love to even see this in Hybrid Hub. You can post it in any of those spaces, really. Maybe post it in accountability. Give me 3 to 5 of your values, your why for why you're doing what you are doing. And if you feel comfortable reflecting on if you are or aren't aligned with those values with your current actions. Does that sound good to everybody? I'd love to see your posts. And with that, Tiffany, I'll be checking in with you to make sure we both post tomorrow. Everyone else, I hope to see you tomorrow at co-working. And Julia, I will see you next Wednesday. Awesome. Good job tonight, guys. Does anyone have anything else before we peace out? We're good?
I was
Oh,
just
Gabby.
I was just writing Hybrid Hub in my notes to like write something down, and I accidentally wrote Hybrid Hug, and I just thought it was really sweet, and you should use that. That's it.
Okay, I'm obsessed with all of you. I'm going to take a video so everyone knows we're popular. Everyone give me a hybrid hug. Gorgeous. Okay, love you all so much. Have a good night.
And that is it for today, friend. Be sure to leave a review and screenshot that review and send it to me at Hybrid Hangout. I'd also love to see the episodes you're loving in your stories so I can share and say hey and thanks for listening. Basically, I just want to be friends. I will see you soon.
Beautiful, gorgeous, perfect raccoon with a camera. Let's hang out.